Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I'm going to be using a little eyeshadow trio that my dear friend Julia sent to me. I showed you all the makeup and all the goodies she sent me in a prior video, a friend mail video, and I'm going to be using one of the little eyeshadow trios she sent to me. Now, this is a trio that I used to use constantly. I think I've repurchased it. I mean, it's got to be at least 15 to 20 times. I used this little trio all through college, into my late 20s, into my 30s, and I think even into my early 40s. And this is the Covergirl Shimmering Sands trio. And I've been talking about this trio a lot on my channel. You know, several videos I've mentioned the fact that I used to use this all the time. And Julia happened to watch one of those videos, and she got a hold of me on Instagram, and she said, I have that trio if you'd like me to send it to you. And I was like, yes, Julia, I would love that. Because I kept talking about the fact that I wanted to go to the drugstore and pick this up, and I just hadn't done it yet. She sent me a lot of really cute Covergirl like trios and singles, so I'll be using those in future videos as well. But this just totally brings me back to my eyeshadow roots. I'm not kidding you. I repurchased this thing, I don't know how many times. I actually, when I first started my channel, I found, I think, 2 of these trios in my bathroom drawer. I tossed them. I should have shown them to you because I panned the majority of the eyeshadows. So cool. So yeah, I'm really excited to go back in time and use this today. And I also wanted to show you guys some merch that she sent me that I wasn't too sure if she wanted me to show you, but she said, go ahead. This is merch from her business. She sent me this cool ink pen. It says the library agency we book. And I've used this and it's a great pen. And then she also sent me a keychain bottle opener. This also says library agency we book. It's cool, like metal, bright blue, really cute. And then she also sent me this little bag here. And this also says library agency we book. And it's got the little straps that, you know, you can put over your shoulders if you want to like kind of carry it on your back or whatever. But yeah, this is awesome. So thrilled that Julia spoiled me rotten and sent me so many fun things. So both of my brows are done, and I have primed this eyelid in the Nonny eyeshadow primer, long wear shadow base. Now Jan Van, she recommended that I pick this up. And I've been hearing so many people talk about this eyeshadow primer. And so I got it off of Amazon and I'm loving it. I've used it, I think the last 2 or 3 times I've done my makeup. I didn't film those looks, but really enjoying this eyeshadow primer. So Jan, I owe you big time. So I'm just gonna start getting into a look with the Shimmering Sands trio from Covergirl. Now I did get a new brush set from my dear friend Janet. Yes, and these are all MSQ brushes. I've been talking about getting another brush set, which I don't know that I need another brush set, but I love these brushes. These are super affordable. I have, I think, 2 other sets of MSQ brushes and was just so thrilled that Janet sent these to me, and they were sitting in the box kind of underneath a couple things over here. And so I kept forgetting to pull them out and use them. So I'm gonna be using these today. And I know that the Shimmering Sands trio comes with a little sponge applicator, but I just didn't really feel like using those today. So let's get into the Shimmering Sands trio from Covergirl. And I'm just gonna do with this trio what I would normally do with this trio back in the day. I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. And are there shade names? I think there used to be shade names. I don't see any on the back, but the writing is teeny tiny. So like I said, starting off with this, putting it in my outer V. And I would love to know if you guys have ever used the Shimmering Sands trio from Covergirl before and what you think of it. This is very satiny. These shades are very satiny, so they're very shiny, sheeny, and pretty subtle, but they're just so pretty. I don't know. I always just felt like I looked more put together when I would put a look on my eyelids with this trio when I was not nearly as into makeup as I am now. I mean, you know, I really was not. I would use eyeshadow and some eyeliner and some mascara most often. And sometimes I would slap some blush on my face. I used to have really horrible skincare, so I couldn't really like use foundation because it would just break me out. A lot of it was because I would go to bed with a full face of makeup on and then wake up wondering why I had little friends all over my face. I mean, hello, duh. But this really brings back a lot of really good memories for me. I can remember actually the day that my daughter was born, as I was having contractions, standing in the bathroom, putting on a look with this little trio. And I remember my mom coming in and saying, "Why are you putting your makeup on? You're delivering a baby." I'm like, "Get out of here. I gotta look good, Mom. I want my daughter to see me and think I look good." But I was in labor for 22 hours, pushed for 2 hours, and by the time she was born, I was a hot mess. So now I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is a little bit lighter than this one. And let me grab another brush for that. Actually, I think I'm just gonna use the same brush I was just using because this is working fine. So I'm just gonna clean this off on my little towel here. And like I said, go into this middle shade right here. And, it's pretty taupey, I would say. This has got some taupe in it. Maybe, is it a little bit warmer than taupe? Maybe a little bit, but I think it's pretty taupey, actually. Pretty dang taupey. And I just felt like this was so easy to grab and throw on your eyelids. Just so easy. So easy. And I'm feeling that way right now. Just easy, I mean, it's not obviously bold. It's not going to be a bold eye look today. Very subtle, but that's what I liked about it because, that was my jam back in the day, just subtle eyeshadow. I've thought about that a lot when I think about like the looks I put together now, like the bright blues or purples or greens or whatever. And I'm like, I never would have done that back in the day, ever. Although I did have this blue creamy eyeshadow stick thing that I would put all over my eyelids. So I guess I did it a little bit, just not as often as I do now. So now I'm gonna go into this shade here. This is kind of like a pearly, peachy, pinky shade. I'm just gonna use a smaller brush from MSQ. I was just thrilled when Janet sent me this brush set. I had no idea she was gonna do that. And the doorbell rang and it was the mailman with an Amazon box. And I was like, my husband's like, "What did you order?" I didn't order anything. I don't know what that is. And so when I opened it up and saw the little gift receipt from Janet, I was like, "That's sweetheart." And so I messaged her and I said, "Thank you." And she said, "Well, you'd been talking about getting another brush set, so I just thought I'd spoil you." And I'm like, "Well, you did." And it totally surprised me and just totally made my day. Janet does that often for me. And so does Julia. Julia is such an awesome person. And she creates such beautiful makeup looks. I'm going to link her Instagram in my description box so you guys can go check out her looks. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love seeing her pictures pop up on my feed. I love it. And I'm loving this shade. This was my favorite shade in this little trio always. I just love I don't know, it's very soft looking and just, I don't know, it's just really pretty. Really a pretty little trio. I don't necessarily think that this is the best formula on the market, though, I will say. I used to think it was, this trio is like the best thing I've ever used, and it is wonderful. But now that I have more experience with different eyeshadow brands and stuff, this is, but it is giving me exactly what I was hoping it would give me. Just nice, soft, subtle, neutral, sheeny eye look today. So I'm just going to go back in with that middle shade and just kind of, make that look a little nicer. It's funny because when I used to put eye looks together with this palette, I just, done. It took me like 30 seconds. So I am pretty much done. I mean, that was pretty easy, right? Pretty easy, pretty just bing, bang, boom. So I'm going to go off camera, do my other eye, my face, my hair, and I will come back. This is the finished look, and I love how this look came together, and I just loved playing with the Shimmering Sands trio from Covergirl again. Really brought me back to my makeup roots. A huge thank you to Julia for sending me that wonderful trio. And I'll show it to you again and talk to you about it again, but let me show you what else I put on my face for my finished look today. I'm gonna show you all of it today, actually. For my primer, I used the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer, and Jen Beauty, she sent this to me a while back in a bunch of friend mail. She sent me a ton of really wonderful products, and I'd used this before. I think this came in one of my Ipsies, and I just love this primer. It's very hydrating, yet it does a really good job of allowing my foundations to adhere well and last well throughout the day, because sometimes hydrating primers don't always do that for me. For my foundation, I use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear in 425. This is one of my favorite drugstore foundations. Cheap, well, it's not as cheap as I think it should be, but it's still very affordable. And I love the finish of it. It's very skin-like. It's more matte, but still very skin-like, and I just love using it. For my concealer, I used one that I got from some PR from Temu. I'm not sure exactly what the brand is. I think it's Youthful and Beautiful is the name of the brand. Or maybe that's just advertising what this will do for you. I don't know. The Snow Yarn Soft Moisturizing Cream. And I think actually this is meant to be like a BB cream, but it works so well for me as a concealer because it's very lightweight. It's very brightening. I love it. And then for my powder, I use the Makeup Mecca Miracle Powder. Perfect Satin Skin in the shade Starlit. And this was sent to me from my dear friend Linda. We met each other through Instagram. She lives in Sweden. She sent me a bunch of amazing makeup a while back. And this is one of my favorite powders. And then for my blush, I initially was going to grab a CoverGirl blush because I know I have a blush from CoverGirl. I think I have a couple actually. But as I was digging through my blush tubs, I just can't find the CoverGirl blushes. I don't know. I must have put them somewhere else. So I grabbed this. This is the Natasha Denona Cupid Cheek Duo Cream Blush and Highlighter little set here. And Jen Beauty, she also sent this to me. And this is the blush that I used. It's so beautiful. It's very, well, it's not, is it subtle? It's just kind of soft and very glowy. And I just love this product. It's so beautiful. And I need to keep this out on my desk and continue to use it. For my highlighter, I used the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner Hyper Glow in Crushed Pearl or Pearl Crush. And I just think this is such a stunning highlighter and super affordable. And I did put this in my inner corners as well. I was going to use the kind of peachy shade out of the palette or the trio, but I don't know, I just went with this. And oh, highly recommend checking these out. If you want a good drugstore highlighter, this one is for you. And then for my eyeliner, I lined both my upper and lower lids and also in my upper and lower waterlines, the NYX Professional Makeup Retractable Eyeliner in brown. And I love this eyeliner. I like it, I think, better on my lids. Like I did put it on my lower lash lines and my upper lid. I think maybe it lasts a little bit better there than in my water lines, but I just thought the dark brown would look good with today's look, and I love this product. And then for my mascara, I used the Item Makeup Lash Snack that Jen sent to me. I got a lot of makeup from Jen. She spoiled me rotten. And I'm loving this mascara. It's so awesome. I love the wand. Let me show you the wand. It's just this little wand, you know, just little. But it works so well, and it lasts really well throughout the day. I don't get any like breakage or chippage or whatever you want to call it, schmutz on my face. And then for my lipstick, I used the NYX Professional Makeup Lingerie, and I don't know, wait, what shade? I don't know. It says Lip LI04, and my daughter gave this to me. And I just really like the shade, and I really like how this feels on the lips. Very nice. And then also, before I talk to you about the trio, I do want to talk to you guys about this brush set that Janet sent to me. I know I didn't really show you the brushes, but there's all of these beautiful brushes here. We've got like eyeliner, blenders, eyebrow, all kinds of fun stuff in here. And I just love this brand. Like, their brush sets are very affordable, but they work so well and they last really well too. I've washed my other MSQ brushes a million trillion times and they still work exactly like they did when I first got them. So of course I want to say a huge thank you to Janet for sending me this amazing brush set. So now let's talk about the CoverGirl Shimmering Sands trio that I used today. You know, I just think it's such a pretty little trio. It's very soft, very subtle, but it's just, I think it's very elegant and very classy looking too. And that's one of the things I've always loved about it, is that it just, I don't know, gives you some little bit of class, a little bit of elegance, and also super easy to put a look together with this. I mean, this didn't take me any time at all. So, you know, maybe the formula is not as great now as I used to think it was, because I have other experience with other eyeshadow palettes and brands and whatnot. But still, for a quick, pretty, classy, elegant look, this works every time. And again, I am just thrilled that Julia sent this to me. I've been wanting to get it for so long. So fun to create this look today. And I'm also looking forward to using the other makeup products that she sent me. She spoiled me rotten. And I would love to know if you guys have the Shimmering Sands trio, or maybe you used to have it. Let me know what your experience has been like with the Shimmering Sands trio. But I will definitely be using that again. It's just really fun to go back to my makeup roots and have a great, wonderful time with just an old standard. And I am also an old standard, so I feel like I have a lot in common with the trio. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again on my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.